Let's see if the little monkeys want to interrupt this one. Yeah, I'll pull this up. Yeah, that's good. Mm. Oh, that is so good. You take your time. Yeah, da, 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 da. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Put a one in if you can hear me, and if they ain't messing with it, because you know, like I said, they always tell themselves, you know what I mean? Oh, Mac, what's happening? So we got a monkey in here laughing. Who's the monkey laughing? Unless you hit it by accident, I can dig it. Let me know if it's too much wind. Can you hear me? All right, appreciate it. Yeah, we got a monkey in here. They won't say nothing though, because you know they worried about getting burnt and embarrassed. You know how that goes. Yep. I might be fasting, but you know me. I put hands on monkeys real quick. Yeah, we're gonna wait for everybody to come back in, and we're gonna get into it. I can rehash some of the stuff, but I'm not gonna go through it all again. Just let me know. I'll keep looking. And what's going on? Oh, how you doing, family? I'll keep looking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they always think they accomplished something in the materialistic world. I'm gonna help y'all to alleviate that. Cause let me explain to you something about these two-legged things that have all these animal DNA in them, right? They have no idea, but regardless, they think they're functioning on a higher level when the animals function on a level 1,000,000 times higher than them. So they don't have no other way to act because that's all they're going to do is come over here and act. It doesn't matter what's going on. They're acting. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you said. Get out of here. All right? We don't say that here. And you're probably a bot. You're a bot. Are you some goofy ass overseas monkey that works for it? Are you just trying to figure things out? Because even AI knows not to say that now because there's the other thing. So you just can't help yourself. If you're young, mind your manners and get your ass home. Get your ass where you need to be at. Because it's not going to be nice for you. You can say how you want to, but you're not going to get one in return. I mean, unless you want to be cursed or, yeah, you know, maybe I should. But just wait, let's wait and let everybody come on in, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and I don't call them close. Trolls are pretty decent. They're pretty nice as far as the TRU. These are not trolls. These are just retarded monkeys. That's all they are. These are bad experiment These are experiments that went bad. That's all. That's all they are. It, them, they. It doesn't matter. All right. And the red ants, right? When I was everywhere I moved, listen, y'all, you leave a footprint. I'm gonna say it like that. That way you can interpret it. And these big head red ants, I even gave them bread. They were getting it. But whenever I walked away and wherever I went, they would literally follow me like by 30, 40, 50. Like if I went over that way, I grabbed the chair, here they come. They would come to my feet. They wouldn't climb on it. I think one tried to, and then the other one pulled it. It looked weird. And I'm sitting here looking at them, and they're all around me. And so I get up, and, you know, I'm not stepping. I don't like stepping on no ants, no bug. I really don't like killing no bugs unless I'm frustrated, pissed off, or want to tear something up. I'm not going to express that. And then they get it. You know, I catch flies. I mean, not even look. You know, and and I'm sitting there saying to myself, wow. And then I remembered. So I went over, sat down, took my shoes off, put my feet on the ground, and they went back to their business. You'd be amazed at how much the earth talks to you. You know what I mean? You would be absolutely amazed at how much, you know. If you were smart, you would just come over here, sit your ass still and listen. But I know the majority in the world today, the majority are not intelligent as they were created. It doesn't matter what has been done to them. I am not one of these fake gurus and these fake put in your face Hindu fake monks, these old bastions of whatever. I am not none of that. So if you really want to learn something, sit your ass tight, be silent, and pay attention. Even the feds know how to do that. Okay, I can make sure this is still 100%. Okay, power on. All right, we're at 89. We'll hook this up. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't blow off the hood. So let everybody come on in, and then we'll take it from there. We'll let everybody come in, and I'm gonna roll the window back up. It's getting a little windy, but even though I know it's pretty good here, all right, let me, I could actually hang the solar panel right here. So, beep, 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 beep. Oh, it's the long one. Let's hang it upside down. Oh, it's real windy today, guys. All right. Input. Sun. I just want to make sure before I hang it. All right, don't be slamming up against my door like that, retard. I'm gonna put it on the hood. It won't blow it off right there. Chinese plastic too. Jesus Christ. But we're gonna make our fighter jets and everything real. We're just gonna sell y'all dumbasses poor quality stuff. Stupid all the way around. I tell you, that spirit goes into stuff. Let me see, input. Okay. Don't want to bend the wire. I'm just gonna sit it out in the hood, the whole thing. Let everybody come in, all right? There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Input is perfect. We're at 31. All right. Yeah. I love it. Oh, this is awesome. So we should be at 100. That's kind of slow with the sun right on it. All right, input 35 watts. That's good. That's cool. It'll be charged up in about an hour. I like that. So I should use my other. I actually learned how to run my other solar panels. They're small. In series with this, I could put them up, but I'm gonna put them on top of the house thing until I get the 100-watt ones. I wouldn't mind taking one of those and using it with an inverter and converter. Hey, TRU baby, what's happening, fam? What's happening? Oh, it's an EcoFlow, bro. It's an EcoFlow. No, it's just, I'm saying the quality of plastic, family. I'm not talking about Chinese. Let me tell you something. I'm not one against any country or nothing like that. None. Regardless of what happened at the turn a few centuries ago, the hijacking and the murdering of all the melanated people in every land. And then creating this fictional dynamic where they can create. That's the reason why they created the 5 races. It's their history to create the New World Order that has no order whatsoever. But quality. They use, who remembers when they first started outsourcing a lot of the toys, the pet toys and the children toys in the late 90s, mid to late 90s? It was killing our babies. It was not just the lead, it was toxins and poisons killing our babies coming from China based on your fake politicians and Gates and all those idiots. You know what boggles my mind? And I'm going to read some stuff and hopefully it helps some of you. It won't help all, but it may help some of you, okay? Dag naggit, man. Okay, there we go. Everything that they've been doing, and this is what it doesn't boggle my mind with these damn 2A attorneys. They're the dumbest individuals I've ever seen. You know, that's why I say all these people educated in Yale, Harvard, and they go always get this law stuff. They don't teach them about the reality of what they can do and how they can rally the people. It don't take a work of God. You know, first of all, you've got idiots who look like they're from incest, you know, look like Brock Lesnar running on a police force. And whenever you see a police officer doing this, and it's him or somebody else, and they're looking around, they're about to do something dirty. They're not policing. Well, they're fleecing and policing, but it has nothing to do with law or anything. And y'all allow this to happen. Okay? Because y'all feel some kind of way. You feel this way or that way. I got some stuff that's good. A lot of you don't know what good is based on its definition. But a lot of the stuff is poor quality. It is. They're outsourcing it to a lot of people. They got people over there and sweat like, oh yeah, it's bad for some of them. I was looking at this one, this guy used to teach English and all this over in China, right? He has a YouTube channel, millions of followers. And he showed this one video. I know they took that down, but they showed these young 20-year-old Chinese in their little costume beating up on old folk. If that little fake ass president in China and all the military, if that's permissible, just like those idiots murdering tourists because they're not Muslim, it's worse than broken. It's poor quality. They're selling poor quality because the people who call themselves man and woman are poor quality. Okay? A But let's let a few more people come on in here, and then I want to read to you guys, and I want to read some religious doctrines and stuff like that. That way, you'll have a little on the path of having not an understanding of what I'm doing. You'll have a closer relationship with what you might need to be doing, and I'm going to explain it as best I can. I can't give you everything. It's just not how it's done. I'm still walking and accessing so much stuff. I've accessed more than enough to do whatever needs to be done. Yet I am allowing myself, if I decide to up and leave here, oh well, y'all should have been paying attention. Because I'm really getting tired of this deplorable prison state of ideologies and everything else. There's so much you can see. There's so much you can avoid, you can change. There's so much you're capable of. There's so much. And it's not for me to tell you. It's not how it's done. I can guide you. But you can't look at me as the same as you. You can't look at me and put me on some window ledge like your best blueberry pie, your best peach cobbler to cool off in the sunlight in the morning, afternoon, summer breeze. You have to allow yourself to taste your own cooking and be pleased with it. And so you make it better. And it doesn't mean that it was better than the last time, but you accept it with a more reasonable, rational thought process. So this time, the same pie on the windowsill, sun glazed and wind cooled, tastes even better. But it's the same that you've always made 1,000 times. Just before, you never attempted to allow yourself to enjoy it better each time. There's an infinite place of response, of enjoyment of the things. How many of you have ever done something playing with your children or doing something with yourself that at one time it felt better than any other time you did it? Why is it that nobody's being cultivated and nurtured, tilling their soil to look for that in everything? No, y'all allow my huff and puff, my acting to drive you. Don't do that. Really pay attention. Remember, I'm always pointing out certain things. Andre 3000, you know, he was actually telling you in one of his raps, you were so busy listening to the beat that he says, I know you're not listening to what I'm saying, but you know, that's why he got tired. You know, he's like, he realized a lot of them know it's all about frequencies, this, that, and harmonic balance and all that stuff. But most of them are not going to say nothing. They don't want to burn a certain bridge or this, that, and the other, or they're very aware that in those circles, you're locked in. There are individuals always around you who control you, your movement. That's not what music or Hollywood is supposed to be. Yet by design, that's how they created it. Can it be changed? Absolutely. If you didn't have all those homosexuals, I mean, look at Big U. If you didn't have idiots like that idiot, you know what I mean? Whack that fed, right? Whack 100 and some of these other idiots who can't even fight, but they talk big, raw, raw, raw. If you didn't have these cats, or if y'all was to stand up against them, it would change. The dynamic of it would change. But, you know, my thing to my brothers in California and sisters, the majority are not from there. But let me help you out with something. Remember when Big U and them did that and Rob Gilly the kid and Philly got hitters and killers more than y'all got in Crips and Bloods and MS-13s. No, Philly got in Delaware and Newark, New Jersey and Irvington and listen to me, Mount Vernon and they got more killers than y'all can equate serial killers. I'm talking about straight up. They got the gangbangers. They even know to stay away from these certain individuals. Delaware on the map for over 20-something years was the most deadliest place in all of America for a long time when I got in the military. You think they're going to tell you that? That's Delaware. That's 17th spread to 1776, you know. No, they let Hollywood paint a picture based on the phonetics of the spells that have people hyped up. Well, if you're not from here, it don't matter where you're from. It's where you're at. But that violence that negates on the melanated community, you need to know that there are individuals in there who are participating with certain fraudulent government entities that permit and allow it until they need to evacuate, remove them because something may change. How come people don't see or know that? I'm not conflicted and caught up in the spell of it all. You dig what I'm saying? Some people live by that, and that's not living. You know? Everybody, I saw the messages when they popped up. It's spinning. I guess the thing was, let me know when that's happening. Like, Baby Go Slaughter, but I said I was going to come back and go live again, and I'm waiting for all of them to show up. You know what I mean? Before I really get into this stuff. I got all day. I can sit on here all day, y'all. I'm taking my nap. I can leave it running, plugged up, go take my nap, come back. Who's there? It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm not going to miss out and lose anything. No, I detest saying that, but I'm not. That ginger boy. Woo. I'll let that sit. I'm just going to wait for some more people to come in. Yes, it ain't about where you're from, it's where you're at. Absolutely, yo. You already know, fam. And you don't have to spew hate and rhetoric. I do it as an act. That's why when people doing it, and I know they really feel that way, I have to redirect and say, whoa, you don't want that feeling because it doesn't work that way. It can. Not saying that's gonna cripple you. Not saying it's going to cripple you yet. Excuse me about that. Yet, there's just some things I don't know about. There's factors, right? But you don't want to have that. You want a crisp new Niagara sprayed, pressed, you know what I'm saying, shirt, and you want your pleats really laid in, you know what I mean? So you're sharp, you know what I'm saying? You want them edges, you know what I'm saying? But you can't have it if you're holding on to your emotions and feelings. I know we got guys who be like, I'm a man just because I feel that way. And they want to make themselves right when they're so wrong. You know? How do you change it? Well, I always say it's not for everybody. I'm always going to give you a little real me. I'm always going to give you some acts and a little show here, that's, that, and the other, because it's entertainment. I want to entertain, I want to enter you, and I want to contain you so that way you get something that's beneficial instead of the things that have been harmful or hurtful. Okay? Oh, I can show y'all. I forgot. Duh, I'm so retarded. So, our good brother sent this to me, okay? Well, I got to call my boy Lauderdale J, too. So, Jordan King, Louisiana II, he sent this to me. I'm going to hold it up and see if I'm going to turn the light on and see if you can see this. Now, on Twitter, it's by this idiot who calls himself, no pity, proud FBA buffoon. I don't know if you're calling me that, because I'm not black. I'm not into that foundational black America, whatever that crap is. But Jordan's all Louisiana said this man is not an FBA individual. He's an indigenous American. He claims no identity to another organization. But you're going to get these little fake accounts. Oh, man, let me see. I could block that out. You know what? I don't want to put no weapons or nothing in front of that. Let me see if you can see it. You know, it's just let me see if I can. Baby Go Slaughter, these things work so good. They feel so good on my face and body. Oh my goodness. Anyway, right? I'm retarded. Let's see if we can. Can you see it? I know the glare is a killer, and I got that cover. I got that gray to hide the blue. I'll make a post and I'll send it to you guys. And you can go over to Twitter and be like, hey, well, look, a lot of times these aren't who you think it is. These are dumb people who have no connection to this land other than the one that was given to them by even their enemy. And we're not here to change them. If they feel that way, good. I just said that I'll go over there. If he's misleading people, misrepresenting me, I'll go over there and I'll sue him. I'll litigate it myself. Is it criminal? Is it civil? It's civil, with criminal intentions. And who is the party for mention? It'd be the individual there, to which the feds already know. They know everyone. They watching everything, and it might be one of them. All right. I'll sue Twitter. I have no problem. I'm actually in work. I've been writing down. Well, I'm not doing it while I'm fasting, but yesterday and the day before, I was writing down litigation. I was going through all the law books and everything, based on some of the new discrepancies with some, because that's one of the magnificent things that Trump, Elon, even Zuckerberg, they have made claims and professed certain things, and Twitter, doesn't matter who owns it. If y'all know the ins and outs and look at this stuff, I'm about to hit them for $250,000. Why not? They can't do nothing about it. I've screenshot all the things they said was a problem. It's them censoring and pulling this fake ass Zionist stuff on this land. They're not controlling nothing. They think they're controlling something because a lot of youth don't get to see that. No, there's a lot of youth that actually get to see a lot. And they're changing, because there's more youth than old heads who have picked up on a lot of truth. So I was surprised. I was like, wait, but you got to remember what they always show you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, that's my mama. What's up, baby? My big mom right there. And I'm letting them know they ain't nothing they can do to stop. I'm doing the work. They can do whatever they want, and they can prolong it, whatever. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows too. They're so stupid. You would think fasting. No, I'm not doing the meditation for clarity. I do that on my own. I don't need to. I've done it long enough. I'm calling, a spade a spade. So let a few more people come in if y'all not in a rush, because this is some informative stuff. I felt like if I was gonna come on, and you see the thumbnail, I want to make sure that people take today, because I know yesterday and the day before, and they didn't, and utilize today based on the information I give as a day of informative positioning. And really take it upon themselves, because some people get stuck and focused on the wrong thing. What's going on in the entertainment world and all that don't mean nothing. Y'all got to allow yourselves to breathe, and some of you refuse in respite to allow yourself to breathe. Isn't it bad enough they're trying to keep you from breathing? Spirit, Hava, the sun and the moon, the souls connected to the soul of the earth. You know what I'm saying? The demi, not to be the demi, but the God of existence. I'm using these things loosely, all right? It's for y'all to research and find out where they go. But don't you want to breathe? You know what it's like to breathe and be alone breathing? But you're around a whole lot of windbags. Yeah. So let some more people come on in. And if I was on your side, I'd be watching, because I'm going to read a couple of books. I'm going to read a little bit from my baby right here. I'm going to read a little bit from Power Now, okay? And I've got about 3 tabs open of something that may be very informative to the religious dynamics of our brothers and sisters who are still compelled or caught up in that. To have a little better efficacy, you know what I'm saying? To be a little more responsible. Ooh, it's windy. It's windy. I got the shovel teeth. I got the shovel forehead. I got the whole I'm nothing but an Indian, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I was looking at the pictures of one of my great ancestors, right? He was German, who married into our family. But he wasn't African. You could see it in his face. It's long. He wasn't Eritrean. He wasn't Guyanese. You know, a lot of our people were taken to Ghana. I'm attempting to get my brother Kwame not to notice. He's got the big engine nose, like going back. And I keep telling people, like, everything you think is not what it is. You know? If you live by the lie, you become not just intrusive, you become part of the lie. You know? Then rewinding on me when you told us to hit a 1. It's rewinding on you? What everybody hit a 1, please. It's 1. That way I know you can see me, you can hear me. I'm not gonna be looking at everything because we did it over there at West Cloud. Y'all was throwing 1s up like y'all throwing gang signs. And I was like, what the heck? I don't know who y'all think I am. You got me confused. You got me. I have this fake nicotine patch in my mouth, so it's not real. I'm getting away from their tobacco and chemicals as well. All right. I am actually going to quit, just like I did the damn pill and a few other things, quit tobacco. And so I grow my own. Oh, appreciate that, guys. Hey, share this out. Share this out so we can get people over here. Baby go slow. Let me see where she at. Because she was in here and so was, what's his name? Let me see where they at. Then I know they haven't fallen down and bumped their heads. I can't believe these idiots think it's all right to go ahead and just, but that's why I tell you it's a goofy ass agent. Yo, sis, I'm live right now. I'm live right now. Share it out too. I had to restart it. Yeah, the last one she showed me, it says my live and it was a spinning. That's what they do. That's you would think that there are computers and everything else, they'd be more intelligent and it wouldn't be problems and all that stuff. But I'm not here to hearken and beat on them. It's unnecessary. If I smile, y'all know it means I'm probably looking at something from a baby or whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come in, then I'm going to read it and we'll post it because it's about 33 minutes in anyway. When I break my fast, we got a watermelon. I'm going to juice that up. I'm going to see if we can juice it up today in this big juicer, and then we can put in some water containers because I want to buy about 6 of those and juice them and freeze them because they're really good with a little cayenne, a little clove, parasite killing, heart and plaque removing. But yeah, juice that up so and break it up into small containers and have that when you're coming off a fast. You want to have good things and minerals to put in your body. And this is also a good way to clean up jaundice. If some of you are drinking, your liver get liver fat, which is bad, and your liver's not functioning at the optimal, you got insulin spiking and all that stuff happening. Watermelon, cantaloupe juice with grapefruit. Yes, y'all. There's nothing wrong with juicing. It's good to eat the fruit as well. Yet, juicing is paramount, especially if you know certain, like if you want to like take rosemary, get a whole stem of rosemary, bloop, or you could put it in just like when you're cooking steak or fish, right? Get the aromatics. But if you want all the benefits from it, fresh. If you could pick it fresh, it's even better 1,000 times. Take that rosemary, get you about 2 complete rose blossoms, roses, the petals, throw them in there. Excuse me. Some dandelion, throw it in there, not the root, not the stem, okay? Pop some watermelon, whatever, and blend it up. Drink it. Your skin, your spleen, your things function. You don't do it every day. You just do it that one time. Run to the bathroom, empty out, wait a couple more days, and hit it again. don't overdo nothing, because I tell you, there's a real kill vector in there, okay? Hit it with a little, and it's alkaline. It's all alkaline. There's no real over alkalinization unless you're doing it like anything else, water toxification. You know, you eat so much meat that your body just ain't processing it, and you get a little jaundice because your blood's reacting different from the heavy iron and all that stuff, and copper and zinc that's in it. So like anybody that sits down and eats a 42-ounce steak, something wrong with you. But it was the food eating, and the food eating competition is just that. Stay away from it. Who are you in competition for? What are you attempting to prove? So you can go, I ate 82 hot dogs. If that ain't mindless, I'm not calling back. I've been to a ton of these hot dog chicken wing over in Tuba City. Oh my! When the fairs, before they come, when T.I. came, well, all these little rappers, they go there, right? Because now they love, they always have these things. Watermelon eating competition, all that. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. It's taking years off of your life, okay? You want to make sure your intestines are the most important thing you need clean, y'all. You want to make sure those are clean, okay? It's about to get, I don't even want to talk about it. It's negative. No, nothing negative. Where's everybody? Okay, everything's good. Oh, where's everybody at? Are they blocking that again? Are they that scared? They're messing with everything. I like it. We get you used to it, and then they want to interrupt and see if you feel some certain ways. I was calling everybody, now everyone wants to act up. You can't make it up. Ooh, that wind is kicking. Oh man, they can't help it. Well, they just like, we're in control of everything. They're not in control, y'all. They're just mismanaging themselves as they always do, okay? I can see them now. He's going to try to use it. Oh, it's so important. I am so important, I guess. I don't know. I'm not, but you know how it is. People getting tired of the police crap. Nobody care about guns and all that. Yeah, people are so stupid. They're being misled in these police departments in that training by the Zionists. They're going to see it as authority, and they're going to do it with its authority. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. Big misconception. People don't give a damn about that no more. And that was done with intentions too, but, I have people that I've befriended. Well, I tell you, people, ego is a mother. Ego is something else. It really does a whole lot to people. It just destroys their cognitive everything. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wow. Well, she a trip. This nigga, he's weak. Sad. Yo, 7 grams, what's up? What's up? What's going on, fam? I was just trying to call a few people who were in the last live, and I'm like, where they at? Because they know, everybody knows that I'm going. I'm going to share some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get it in because I'm tired of pandering to people's consistent inconsistencies, you know. So that stuff, it don't even taste like tobacco, y'all. But I just put it in before I go live. That's about it. Yeah, I'm about to quit the tobacco, all that crap. I have like my skull in there, but I'm about to let it go. Who was that? Score in the woods. Okay. So anyway, let me read this to you. Okay, and then I'll get into reading some of the tabs. We're going to first get into the power of now. Okay. And the power. This is the power of now. For those who may have never heard me read this, this is by Eckhart Tolle. A lot of people have purchased the book. I hope you're putting it to use because it's a lot of beneficial stuff that can help you, give you a hint, have you look at different things differently. It may be very beneficial. Okay. All right. Let me. All right. Okay. So look beyond the words. Okay. I want you to really, really pay attention. Okay. I don't like the word sin. A lot of people don't, right? This is an individual. I'm reading. It implies that I am being judged and found guilty. But check this out. I can understand that. Now, this is the writer to the individuals he's conversing with to get this information. I can understand that. Over the centuries, many erroneous views and interpretations have accumulated around words such as sin through direction to make you believe in something that, okay, due to ignorance, misunderstanding, or a desire to control, but they contain an essential core of truth. If you are unable to look beyond such interpretations and so cannot recognize the reality to which the word points, then don't use it. A lot of you use terminologies and words, you have no idea what they mean because you've been told this is what it means. And you have these idiots talking about grammar Nazis. The Nazis weren't bad guys. Grammar, well, it's the institutionalization that happened by the enemy to paint a different narrative. Okay? When you have that understanding, you can start paying more attention to how your fluidity in travel speak. Anyway, if you're unable to look beyond such interpretations and cannot recognize the reality to which the word points, then don't use it. Don't get stuck on the level of words. A word is no more than a means to an end. It's an abstraction. Not unlike a signpost, it points beyond itself. It gives you a place to focus. You know, we created those signs. You know that, right? Stop, yellow, crossing, you know, hazard, hospital, brown, all that kind of stuff, okay? Blue, hospital, right? Not unlike a signpost, it points beyond itself, so it gives you direction to focus. All right? Not words. It's an abstraction, all right? And the word honey isn't honey. You got to remember, I want you to think for a minute, why do you think honey is not honey? You hear me say it all the time. I say mesquite, honey. That gives you direction. Focus because you say mesquite. Oh, his allergies, the pollen. But it's not honey. When does it become honey? Well, anyway, the word honey isn't honey. You can study and talk about honey for as long as you like, but you won't really know it until you taste it. After you have tasted it, the word becomes less important to you. You won't be attached to it anymore because you have the substance you consider honey. There's other names for it, but regardless of that, okay? Similarly, you can talk or think about God continuously for the rest of your life. But does that mean that you know or have even glimpsed the reality to which the word points? I sought God. I couldn't find him nowhere. I looked into the mirror and I saw God. Anyway, but does that mean you know or have even glimpsed the reality to which the word points? It really is no more than an obsessive attachment to a signpost, a mental idol, based on a false good, feel good, because they've instructed you how not to feel good and live a very turbulent, violent cycle of existence. And they give you God, and you put that into the direction of good. You create this fanatic for something bad because you don't see the good in yourself. Because by design, in their narrative, they painted your portrait. And you just don't know how to get the turpentine and wash off the whitewash and actually access your truth where you don't have to explain nothing. But regardless of all that, it really is no more than an obsessive attachment to a signpost, a mental idol. That's all it is. The reverse also applies. If, for whatever reason, you dislike the word honey, that might prevent you from ever tasting it. If you had a strong aversion to the word God, which is a negative form of attachment, again, if you had a strong averting, right, to the word God, pushed away, grew up believing no God exists, whatever, right? Then it plays this part. Anyway, that might prevent you from ever tasting it. If you had a strong aversion to the word God, which is a negative form of attachment, you may be denying not just the word, but also the reality to which it points. You would be cutting yourself off from the possibility of experiencing that reality. Well, most people that get caught into never seeing God, because they don't see themselves, become hypocrites. They become perverted. Then they learn to function in this world and it says, well, I can make fiat. I don't mind misleading people as long as I got the life and a Bentley and a air jet, and it shows you the deplorable state of our people. So anyway, so if a word doesn't work for you, all right? Oh no, here we go. All right, let me finish this part. Excuse me. You would be cutting yourself off from the possibility of experiencing that reality. Now, all this is, of course, intrinsically connected with being identified with your mind. Now, so if a word doesn't work for you anymore, then drop it and replace it with one that does work. If you don't like the word sin, then call it unconsciousness or insanity. That may get you closer to the truth. Now, the reality behind the word, then, a long misused word like sin, and leaves little room for guilt. Now, I don't like those words either. They imply that there is something wrong with me. I am being judged. Of course there is something wrong with you, and you are not being judged. I don't mean to offend you personally, but do you not belong to the human race that killed over 100 million members of its own species in the 20th century alone? Pay attention. It is not a question of guilt, but as long as you are run, Jesus Christmas, by the egoic mind, the egotistical or egoic mind, you are part of the collective insanity. There's a reason why all these wars, that's not what they're called, are happening. It's self-extermination, that's all it is. Perhaps you haven't looked very deeply into the human condition in its state of dominance by the egoic mind. Open your eyes. Let's pull up egoic. First of all, I want to make sure that you, and I used to do a lot of this. Let's pull up egoic, okay? So you have a clearer, okay? So egoic means relating to characteristics of the ego. It refers to the mental construct of a person's sense of self, often based on thoughts, beliefs, and life experiences, in which you already know thoughts and beliefs constructed will give you the dynamic of what you think is your experience in this world, mostly online. Egoic behavior is often associated with a focus on personal identity possessions, achievements, and social statuses, often to the exclusion of others. All right? So again, that is, oh, excuse me, you said that identification with your physical form is, but anyway, that is insanity. That is unconscious above all. Don't forget to observe your own mind, seek out the root of the insanity there. Okay? You said that identification with our physical form is part of the illusion. Identification with our physical form is part of the illusion, absolutely. So how can the body, the physical form, bring you to a realization of being? Well, the body that you can see and touch cannot take you into being. But that's what cuts you from it. But that visible and tangible body is only an outer shell, or rather a limited and distorted perception of a deeper reality. In your natural state of connectedness with being, This deeper reality can be felt every moment as the invisible inner body, the animating presence within you. So to inhabit the body is to fill the body from within, to feel the life with inside the body, and thereby come to know that you are beyond the outer form. Come on. But that is only the beginning of an inward journey that will take you ever more deeply into a realm of great stillness and peace, yet also of great power and vibrant life. Stillness, the still waters. Let's go over here. That's the power of now. Let's go over here and have a look at the science of the sacred secretion. Okay? What's that, baby? They go over here. Yes, hon. Yes. This is like self. Absolutely. The parts of abilities. Absolutely. That's why Shonda Wallace was murdered by her ex. You know? He was outside of himself. He didn't know what he was saying. He was a cheater. He probably owed a lot of money. And he thought that he was going to get rid of her and take her and have her with him. No, he'll see me in the end. Now, in 2008, NASA discovered that our closest star, listen to this, the sun, is connected to Earth's geomagnetic field via a magnetic portal, the same diameter as the planet, through which high energy particles pass at 8-minute intervals. This phenomenon is known as a flux transfer event. For those of you who do electric and stuff, you know about flux, the energy. Anyway, you know, you can look into that. Anyway, as a result, the Earth and all life on it is affected by the pulses and positioning of the sun. Hence, from the tiniest atom to the largest solar system, each layer of the universe is connected. The super interconnected organism that governs all life on Earth is referred to as Gaia. And Gaia, remember they tried to debunk that and say, oh, that's some bull. Don't listen to those individuals. And Gaia, too, is continuously abiding to the natural balance, seeking cycles in terms of timing and biorhythm of Gaia. Y'all, we are all disconnected. This dictated by its movement through the background of the zodiac belt. You remember, these are signs that tell you. You don't know how to interpret them because you have not been nurtured and taught this. Now, it is for this reason that ancient monuments are commonly believed to be foretelling future events on the planet, based on shamanic prophecies and expert knowledge of the stars. Even the slightest shift in frequency within this galaxy and beyond is communicated to all through the release of chemical and electrical signals, and pheromones and all that kind of stuff, right? Pollen, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. In this way, all of nature's interconnected components interact. Using the sacred secretion, we can increase our biological creation of these chemical signals to act as interspecies and dimensional messengers capable of analyzing our gut feelings accurately. So in some so far, on a macro level, for those who study macronutrients and all that, we see the cyclical nature of the cosmos manifesting constantly, such as seasons and moon phases, and can measure how these components influence each other via energy input and output. On a micro level, this can be witnessed, and you remember in our biorhythms, anyway, it can be witnessed in and within our own biorhythms. There's a connectivity. All of you are not connected, because if you did, I can use things as an example, because that's what I can do. You'd be here. You wouldn't stop, the world would stop making excuses for poor professionalism at jobs, or when you purchase something because it's poison and you read it and they look at your cameras, think about the stuff they didn't even put on there. It's out of touch, it's out of sync, because you're out of touch, out of sync, and out of whack as they are. And you keep buying into what they do because you don't change it. You're going to keep running to the store instead of realizing that in 3 weeks you can germinate a whole lot of. Y'all got to come in here to get your sex fight on? Anyway, right? You've got to see this as something that's very possible and maybe plausible, okay? Again, witness within our own biorhythms at a micro level. Now, biorhythms are the innate rhythms of our body. that are the cycles that the mind, body, and spirit go through in response to universal energy. That's why it's important to reset, to cleanse it, to feel it a little better. All right? Commencing at birth, unborn children are constantly turned into their mother's energy. Every action and thought and feelings produce a chemical response within the blood that flows through both hearts. From the moment of conception, the experience in the womb shapes the brain and lays the groundwork for personality, temperament, and the power of a higher thought. So every time y'all sitting there running off to get your abortion, you're killing a new life form, even in the smallest microbial or macro level, because you're listening to the institution of the liars who have been utilizing it as a weapon and feeding it back to you to further pervert your existence. Human DNA. So biorhythms are the innate rhythms of our body. They are the cycles that the mind, body, and spirit go through in response to universal energy commencing at birth. Unborn children are constantly tuned into their mother's energy. Every action, thought, and feelings produces a chemical response within the blood that flows through both hearts. That's why men, stop being abusive to your pregnant wife, and wives, stop being stupid. If that youngling is important, then you won't aggravate an idiot. And if you're with an abuser, you're stupid for saying that, allowing yourself to copulate to bring this bad seed in, because it's in the blood. Now you can't go in off and all that. You don't do that. Now, from the moment of conception, that is, the experience in the womb shapes the brain and lays the groundwork for personality, temperament, and the power of a higher thought, even in decisions. And then from the day of birth, as the physical cord is cut, and it should never be cut, and a person is disconnected from the flow of their mother's blood and rhythms, the individual body, blood, organs, and all adapts to the universal energy field around it, creating a unique vibration. And you come out of that hospital, it's got all that perverse energy in there. Death. All that. How do you think when you take that baby home? Is it really yours? Based on your biorhythms and everything? Or is it being influenced by other dynamics and parameters? So then from the day of birth, as the physical cord is cut and a person is disconnected from the flow of their mother's blood and rhythms, the individual body, blood, organs, and all adapts to the universal energy field, creating a unique vibration. Now, this is influenced by the astronomical and planetary alignments. There ain't no planets, all right? So, and the energy fields of nearby matter, as well as the natural patterns of the human body. Individual connection with life energy in this way is what generates our relationship with the cosmos. Horoscopes, remember? They're not stars. They're a sign. They're telling a story. You just don't know how to read it, okay? And you're supposed to be able to feel it as well. It should stand out the moment you see it, just like these letters. Anyway, energy fields of nearby matter, as well as the natural patterns of the human body. Natural patterns of the human body and individual connection with life energy in this way is what generates our relationship with the cosmos, horoscopes, and the physical biorhythms. They dictate our sensitivity levels to outside frequencies and the vibrancy of our chakra system. Our people weren't dying. They were very old. The bells, the organs, people had lived long. And then they get the blood work. And you got people driving. And they realize, oh, that was a king. Well, we got to send the goofy-ass police out there, unalive them because they have organ donation. And then the police, these raggedy ones, they tell the story how they want it. Yeah, he had a firearm, they plan it, they just execute it, and you see there's video footage of them cops doing that right now. DOJ ain't doing nothing to change it because they're bought and paid for it. They're a bunch of weak-ass punks. Okay? Anyway, they dictate our sensitivity levels to outside frequencies and the vibrancy of our chakra system. Hey, what you doing, buddy? I see you looking right at my face. He's cleaning himself off. Anyway, that's the end of that. And we can get into the chakra system and all that later, okay? So watch out, I'm gonna close you up in there. Thank you. Let me read these to you, all right? Hey, Rob, what's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? Eat low carb, organic. What's that, honey? Let me see. low carb, organic, and high crucifix vegetables that contains encourage limited toxic compounds to the liver and fills the body with clean. Absolutely, hon. Ghrelin is made in your stomach and signals your brain when you're hungry. And it's tricked too. It does. They tricking it with a lot of perversions out here. Signals your brain when you're hungry. Your fat cells produce leptin. Leptin lets your brain know when you have energy. Energy stored and feel full. That's kind of how it works. That's what's on Google. It works a little different from that, but yeah, that's accepted. All right, let me read this to you guys. All right, now, my baby. Yeah, Google will mislead you too, hon. So I want to read this stuff to you, okay? All right. Now this is for you religious individuals, very religious. All right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So, the Bible emphasizes the importance of let me sit up. The Bible, information, remember, pay attention. The Bible emphasizes the importance of a calm and quiet mind, often associating it with spiritual health and connection with God Himself. Several verses suggest that quieting the mind is a way to experience God's peace. So if you're at peace, that means you experience the peace God bestowed upon you or that you were always meant to have. God's peace, receive His guidance or hers, and develop a deeper understanding of His word. That's Google. Now, how would you interpret that? The mind is a way to experience your presence or peace, receiving your guidance in the natural order of things, and develop a deeper understanding of your words. It's important to know what you're saying because dynamically they got y'all worshiping a false god, giving energy to something, placates you, another derivative, keeps you out of the loop. All right. Disconnected from even having a deeper understanding of your biorhythm and its connectivity to the earth. All these things are distractions. You're always looking towards tomorrow and you haven't even been in the moment or in existence. Okay? Baby, you can say meditation all day. It doesn't mean nothing. You got to perform it and you got to do it on a regular, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. When you do it, you won't mention it, honey. I want y'all to look at Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 through 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer, meditation is prayer, and supplication with thanksgiving, be ornament, not an ornament, be ornated to yourself. Appreciate everything you've been through. Okay? That's your thanksgiving. Okay? And the peace to which you exist, your God, which surpasses all understanding. Never stand under anybody. Have a deeper understanding, not fluid in the direction of misinterpretation, miseducation, and the deviations that guide you further into the sump of despair. All right? So, will guard your heart and your minds in Christ. Now, they're always going to put that Christ Jesus shit. The sin is the lower area. That 75 to 7.32 hertz that you connected ground with, allow that be. All right? That get that biorhythm going. They're blocking the sun and its fluidity because they're stupid. They feel like, we got a sun under the ground and we're fine. No, that's not how it works. This is very important to you. That's why they're doing it. And all of existence never had to be done, right? Think about it. Then we look at Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. A quiet mind is the life of the body, but envy is a disease in the bones. Psalms chapter 46, verse 10. Check this out. Be still and know that I am God. Quieting the mind for spiritual discernment. Well, that's when you go to Psalms chapter 13, 1 through 2, I think. Third, oh. Psalms 131. Let me pull it up. I think I can't see. All right. Psalms 131. One through 3. All right. Psalms chapter 131, verses 1 through 3 describes the psalmist's humble heart and trust in God, trust in self, comparing his soul to a weaned child, finding peace and comfort with its mother. Do y'all have comfort on Mother Earth? Words. You allow them to direct you through the miscommunicate of the words they've given you. That keeps you further from your enlightenment and truth. Rest is best. Yes, baby. Watch Paradise. Yeah, no, I got a message, honey. I'm going to check it out. Hidden in Plain Sight, Illuminati TV series. So it's on Hulu. Yeah, I'm going to check it out, boo. But I just want y'all to hear that. I'm not going to read the other ones. I can see that for later because it kind of is on the same thing, but it starts going in another direction. I don't want to do that. Marcus, if you're in here, appreciate that donation, fam. All right, it's sitting there. I'm not going to use it no time soon. Who else is all up in here? Because, you know, people just have a hard time. All right, I don't see anybody. Anyway, I hope that was beneficial. I'm going to get up out this truck. Crack this window. I'll leave it cracked because it gets hot up in here, boy. Y'all know how to... This ain't summer, y'all. At night, I'm used to the nighttime being about 70 degrees. This stuff dropping down to 40 and all that. They just messing with everything, man. Okay. I hope y'all appreciate that. I hope that it was meaningful and it gives you a little something to look at. Just for being mindful that everything isn't all it's chalked up to be. All right. Take your time. It's about the storm here in Penn. Oh man, damn, bro. But be mindful because just because it's quiet before the storm don't mean it's not gonna be a storm. All right. I almost shaved my beard off, y'all. What was I thinking? Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in. Share this with everybody, you know. Yeah. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed the live of West Side. Those came in. And yeah. West Side. Don't shave it. I'm not shaving it, baby. I'm gonna tickle you. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me go. I'll see you guys in a day or two. I have a video or two to upload, and I'll get it over there and load it. Yeah, I'm gonna chill, y'all. It's windy. It's cool. It's hot. I'm enjoying it. Let me go and take that and move it in a better place instead of the hood of my truck. All right, my EcoFlow. All right, and I'll see you guys when I see you. All right. Again, appreciate you guys. Hey, and use the information I give you. I can tell when nobody uses it. It's not complicated.